I know you've talked about this on the Locked On Browns podcast. Offensive identity based on observations from camp so far. What are your thoughts? What does this offense look best at?
Giving the ball to Casey Concepcion, I guess, is the answer. I say that tongue in cheek. I actually think, but there is some truth to it. I honestly think it's what's funny is here at practice, I feel like there's been a lot of success running I think there's been a lot of success running the football, but that didn't necessarily translate on Saturday. If you take Devon Booth's final drive of the game out of the equation, and where he had, I think, 52 of the Browns, I think it was 108 rushing yards in that game. They had basically 56 yards otherwise, and 14 of those came from Casey Concepcion, and they averaged, I think it was like 2.3, 2.4 yards per carry. So I think that's maybe still a work in progress. I don't think it has to be like panic meter stuff right now. But I think it's still kind of coming together. I'm curious to see what that part of their offense looks like when the joint practices commence here on Thursday. I think that's going to be important for that. I still think the run game is ultimately going to be like the core of what they want to do. And that's just a Todd Monken thing. In Baltimore, that was the core of what their offense did. They were so good at running the football. And I get it. You had Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, but you do have Quinshon Judkins here. You do have a quarterback in Deshaun Watson, assuming he's the starter, who can, run the football a little bit for you. So there's some stuff that I think is gonna reveal itself. I still think running the football is going to be at the core of all this. And I don't know that they're going to stretch the football down the field much. I think it's going to be a lot of what we've seen in practice, like taking what the defense gives you, a lot of what we saw Deshaun in those first two drives. But I will say, Casey Concepcion truly is a weapon. And when I tell people that I think he's going to be the leading receiver on the team this year in terms of like receptions and all that, I mean it, because it just feels like they're going to do anything to get the ball in his hands and let him make plays. And so I think right now the identity sort of fluctuates somewhere between being a team that's going to run the football as much as possible and hopefully effectively, and then take those shots when they're there. And a lot of those shots are going to come to KC and let him just kind of go create. They're not going to be a team, I think, that's stretching the field vertically much. I think it's going to be a lot of like, hey, catch the ball and make things happen, whether it's KC, whether it's Fannin, or some of those other guys.